Hey guys, it's Emma. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am doing a reading vlog, and this reading vlog isn't just a normal reading vlog. I am going to do GOODREADS picks what I read, I guess you could say. But how I'm gonna do this is I'm gonna read the lowest rated book on my TBR and the highest rated book on my TBR. If you don't know what GOODREADS is, it's an app that helps you track what books you want to read, what books you've read, what books you're currently reading, and this app has helped so much. Me, at least, I love having this app because whenever I want to read a new book, I just go to my want to read section of books, which there is 69 books in there, and I could just see which books I'm in the mood for. I'm gonna share my screen so you guys could see how we're gonna do this. So as you guys can see, I'm reading Frankenstein, by the way, for school. I'm not reading that for fun. So we're gonna go to my want to read section of this GOODREADS, and then sorted by, we're gonna put, I don't think it's number rating, I think it's average rating, and then this will tell you. So I figured the highest rated book on my TBR is Fourth Wing. Obviously I had a feeling this was gonna happen because of course Fourth Wing is like the most popular book in 2023, so I had a feeling that that book was going to be all the way at the top. So now I'm gonna click the reverse that's right there in the corner to see what the lowest rated book is, so I don't have to scroll all the way to the bottom. Wow, lowest rated book is Tell Me Lies, and this is perfect because that book is actually on my TBR. Yeah, those are the two books I'm gonna be reading in this video. I decided to look at both of them first because I can choose which one I want to read first. I actually have both the books, the physical copies, so thank God. So the two books I'll be reading in this video are Fourth Wing and Tell Me Lies. Both of these books are actually on my TBR this month, so this is good. I'm getting them out of the way. I think I want to start with Tell Me Lies first because this is the lowest rated book, and then I could go to the highest rated. This is like the toxic, I think this is like a toxic romance type of book. Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna start this video with this book and end it with Fourth Wing, and I feel like that's just better for you guys. You guys have to stay and watch and see my thoughts on Fourth Wing. Yeah, we're gonna start this reading vlog with Tell Me Lies. I think I'll start this book, and then if I'm not like in the mood to read it right now after a few minutes, then I'll start my coloring book. So yeah, I'm gonna start this right now. Oh, this book is in parts. Interesting. When is part 2? Part 1 is 70 pages. So maybe I can read that tonight. Hi guys, so it is now plenty of days later. I haven't been able to read that much. Shocker, but hopefully I'm gonna be able to read a lot more because I am on Thanksgiving break now, so that's what I plan on doing most of this break, literally reading. So I have read 70 pages around there of this book. I just got to part 2. My thoughts on this book, I'm very confused. Like, I knew this book was gonna be like toxic and stuff. I'm just very confused on everything about this book. Like, the timeline is very confusing to me. Like, I know we're looking back on something, I'm pretty sure August 2017. Yeah, so it starts on August 2017, and then you go back in time to 2010, and then you follow like everything that went on there. But I'm very like disturbed by this book, but I'm pretty sure like that's the point of the book. Like, you're in Lucy's mind, but you're also in Stefan's, and Stefan's mind is like this is really what men think, and it's like crazy because it's so real. Because you like read romance books and you're like, oh, it's so cute, like I wonder if men ever think about this like about a girl. And I'm sure there's men out there that do, but this book is truly like the more realistic version of like what men actually do to get what they want. And it's crazy. It's honestly crazy. Like what Olivia Rodrigo said, master manipulator. God, you're so good at what you do. That is Stefan. And I'm only like 70 pages in. So I'm scared to continue this book and what's gonna go on in this book. I hope like maybe I could get to part 3 tonight, like read all of part 2, because it's only like 80 pages around there. So I'm hoping I could do that tonight, maybe even more, who knows, we'll see. But yeah, that is my thought process with this book right now. It is kind of hard to get through just because there's nothing like exciting going on, really, but we'll see. I'm only 70 pages in, so I gotta keep reading. But yeah, that's a little update on this book, but I'm gonna keep reading. With girls, the exciting part is winning their affection. I can't. I really cannot. I'm like, ugh. This book is, I was not expecting this. Like I was, but I wasn't. This one of the sentences says, I kissed her temple, proud of myself for successfully enticing a girl of her caliber. Wrigley didn't think I could do it, but he forgot just how good I am at this game. Hi guys, so it is now 10:52 a.m. and I've read like 10 pages. Like this morning I've read 10 pages. I'm currently on chapter 14. Yeah, just wanted to come in here. He's still a manipulator and it's insane how this guy's mind works. And it's even crazier to think that some guys in the real world literally do think like this. And it's scary. It's honestly scary. It's sad. Literally the first I get to his chapter, the first sentence is, manipulation is not a bad word. It's not a cynical mindset. It's a provocative approach to exploiting opportunities. That's the sentence an insane man would say. It's crazy to me, to be honest. The last sentence in that first paragraph is, girls in general are psychotic. And he said that because one of the girl's friends, Lucy's friends, went up to him and was like, you need to stay away from Lucy, you're manipulating her. And he's saying like, does she really think that what she just told me even matters to me? Like, does she think that what she says matters? Like, girls are psychotic. This is generally how guys think. Like, they think that we're just crazy when it's like, we're not crazy for no reason. You guys make us crazy. Oh my god. Like, I cannot. There's something else about cheating too. It stabilizes me, evens me out. Monogamy isn't natural. You need a therapist, is what you need. Should be reading this book because they're just gonna be taught more of what to do. This is actually insane. I'm gonna read something else because this is crazy. People always say that you can't have your cake and eat it too, but you can. I know what girls in Lucy's position want to hear, and I can provide that. More flattery doesn't make the girls feel better, just addicted, and then you've hooked her because she continues to be hungry for that certain category of feedback. And you know what's sad is that not only is this guy insane, but there's so many guys in the real world that are also insane. They work like this, their brain works like this. And that's what's crazy to me. Okay, but not gonna lie, this girl's kind of delusional too. They're like, oh, you're going to an Italian restaurant on a Saturday night, and she's like, he wants to take me there. And then in her mind, she's saying, the fact that he took me out to dinner was so romantic, such a gesture, when that's like the bare minimum. So I don't know. She's kind of delulu too. I'm back to say something really quick. I'm filming 2 videos right now, so I don't know in which video I said it, but I was saying how like guys love the chase and that once they get what they want, it's like not that as exciting anymore. And this just proves it. At the end of this chapter, he says, it's funny, when you get what you want, it almost automatically decreases in value. And that is a man's mindset. Like, ew. Everything is starting to connect, but like they're not saying anything. Like they're not saying like blatantly like, oh, this is why, like this connects to this. Like they're not saying that. Like you've heard Stefan's story, because they both have like this secret in their past that they don't talk about. We've heard like little bits and pieces about what Stefan went through in the past, but we don't know everything. But we like know who's involved, whatever. Now we're in Lucy's point of view, and she's talking to one of the people that's involved in Stefan's side of the story, and it's like connecting. So now I'm like curious. I literally was like in shock when I connected it. I was like, no way. But there's like nothing to connect. It's just like a person that's connected to the stories, if that makes sense. But like we still don't know what happened. So I don't know. But I'm gonna keep reading. I'm currently on page 168. I just got to page 228, which is chapter 31. This book it's not like getting good, but I'm more into the book than I was when I like first started it. When I was like 50 pages in, I wasn't super into it. I'm starting to like enjoy kind of the story of it. We're getting a lot more of Stefan, which I do like, because we were getting a lot of Lucy in the beginning, like the first half, and now we're getting a lot of Stefan. Yeah, that's all I can really say. I'm like really in the middle about it. It's not like amazing, but it's not like bad either. One thing I do gotta say though is I am trusting no man after reading this book. Like I'm only like a little bit over halfway through. I'm scared for the rest of the book. Like this half of the book, I'm scared what's gonna happen. Like everything Stefan says is crazy. Like he knows how to make a girl want him when he does not even want her. Like he wants her, but he doesn't really want her, if that makes any sense. And then he like just went out with this girl in New York, like this new girl. She knows nothing about him, whatever. Doesn't want a girlfriend. He just wants like a little fling. Like he can't be alone. And so he takes out this girl, and then she mentioned like her favorite flowers or something. And he sent her flowers to her office because he remembered like her mentioning it in like the conversation they had on the date. You know that's gonna hit a girl hard, because one, it's flowers. Second, they just met and he's sending her flowers. And then third, he remembered like the conversation they had on like what her favorite flowers are, and he sent her those flowers. So it makes a girl think like, oh, like he's really listening, whatever, when he's just doing it to like get in her pants. And it's crazy. This book is literally crazy. Don't trust men. But yeah, I think I'm gonna stop here for right now, but I do want to finish this book today. That is my goal. I don't know, maybe, we'll see. Hi guys, so I have officially finished Tell Me Lies. This book was pretty hard to get through. I honestly caught myself like towards the end skimming through like paragraphs and stuff, because this book had too much detail at some points. Honestly, sometimes it felt like I just didn't need to be reading it, and at the end of the day, you didn't need like the extra information, extra details about like the setting or like these random characters, because at the end none of it was important. I guess some people like reading about like a lot of detail, but towards the end I was just like kind of tired of it, because I was like, let's get to the good parts. Like I want to be done with this book. And I don't know if that's just because I wasn't enjoying it as much, but I did write down some of my thoughts in my Notion, of course, like I always do. So something in this book that was weird to me was this thing that happened in Lucy's life she called the unforgivable thing, right? Really like extra, and like just, I feel like it's just like cringy, like bringing it up as like the unforgivable thing. I was like, okay. It was brought up once, brought up twice, brought up 3 times, and then every time she would talk about it, she would say it like that. So then it just got like kind of annoying and weird when it's like, yeah, I know we're supposed to be like anticipating it, like, oh, I wonder what this unforgivable thing is, but it got to a point where it was like, okay, you're like annoying. Like if you're gonna keep bringing it up, just explain what it is at this point. It actually got explained pretty quick. Probably 100 pages in, it got explained. You have to wait for her to confront the person that was involved in that. That's kind of what you're anticipating for the rest of the book, but she still mentions it as the unforgivable thing instead of just explaining. I don't know, that was just like a little weird and like kind of annoying to me. Another thing that I just have to say is that Stefan is the biggest and the best manipulator, gaslighter I've ever, well, I haven't met him, but like heard about, because it's just crazy how he does the things he does, and he still manages to have Lucy in his life. Like he knows the right things to say, when to say them, and it's crazy how like calculated he is. And it talks about that in the book too, how he's like, everyone thinks I'm calculated when I'm not. Yes, you are. Like he's gaslighting us, the readers. And it's crazy that like I'm reading about this and I'm like, this guy's insane. But then I could think about how like I know like 2 or 3 guys in my life that act like this, say the things he says. There was a situation in the book that I'm not going to talk about because I don't want to spoil it. There was a situation where Lucy's calling him and she's like, basically like she's the victim in the situation, and she's just like going at him, whatever. Obviously he doesn't like being a target. So then he starts giving excuses, and there's a scenario in his life that happened that like is supposed to make him feel something, but he doesn't feel anything towards this situation. But he's using that to make himself the victim now and tell that to Lucy and use that as an excuse as to why he's been doing what he's doing. And Lucy, she just believes him and she's like, oh, like, I'm so sorry. Like, then now he's the victim. Again, it's crazy how he can manipulate the situations he's in. And honestly, you can't even blame Lucy because maybe it's because I haven't been in situations as bad as the situations in this book, but obviously people get manipulated, people get gaslighted, and I've been in situations like that before. And so it's like I can't even blame the girl because I get it. And even like as a reader, you like kind of fall for it for a second, but then you get back to Stefan's point of view and you're like, never mind, you're crazy. And then last thing I want to say is that the ending of this book, all the answers we've been waiting to get, all of it happened in the last like 20 pages of the book. Everything went by so fast, and I wish we could have had like more time, like more pages to deal with everything. A lot more closure could have happened with Lucy's situation with Stefan and Lucy's situation with what happened in her past. Like, it could have been so much longer, but also I'm not super mad about how it happened because after everything Lucy's been through, the way she handled the situations, like, it was good, but it was just so quick that I was like, I've read a 300-something book for 20 pages of the solution. And yeah, that's my review on this book. Obviously, really, like, balanced by it, if you can't tell. Like, I'm talking about like how slow this book was, how much I wanted to get through it already, but also like I'm so invested into how Lucy felt up like towards Stefan and how manipulative Stefan was to her and in every situation he was in. I obviously have like mixed feelings, and if you can't tell, I am like really in the middle of it. So that's why my rating, I'm giving it a 3.25 stars. It's not really the type of book that I would read, obviously, because it's like, this is not a romance book at all, I would say. You're not like falling in love with the characters and how they are with each other, like definitely not. So I'm giving it 3.25 because I'm like in the middle. Didn't love it, didn't hate it, but it had like a good like, you know, plot to it. Had me like gasping at sometimes, laughing at how crazy the characters in this book are. That is my rating for this book, 3.25. I do want to watch the Hulu series. I like have a website that I could watch it on, and it's only one season with like 10 episodes, so I'm probably gonna watch it because I just want to see how they put this whole thing on screen. I'm excited to watch that, but I have finally finished this book. So I don't know when I'm gonna get into Fourth Wing because after this book like kind of mentally drained me. So I'm scared to get into Fourth Wing. So I'm gonna wait probably like a day or something to read Fourth Wing, and then I'll obviously get back to you guys when I start reading that. So yeah. Hi guys. So it's been a few days since I've finished Tell Me Lies, and I've had an in-between book, and I think I am ready to start Fourth Wing. Built up the courage. I am really scared because just look at the thickness of the book. It's really close to 500 pages, but also the book I just read was also close to 500 pages. It's just not as big. So realistically, this is a lot more than what the other book I just read was, but I'm still feeling ready, and I think I can start this book. Oh my god, the first chapter is so long. 20 pages. It is okay. How long is the second chapter? Oh, it's not that long. Okay, maybe it's just the first chapter that's really long. Okay, chapter 3 is kind of long. I'm ready to get into it, and that's what I'm gonna do right now. Hi guys, so I'm popping in here really quick. It has been, I don't even want to say how long because I have no clue how long it's been since I've filmed for this video, but I just finished chapter 3. I just wanted to pop in here really quick to say that this chapter reminded me so much of Squid Games for a second. It was basically saying that like 20% of like the people that had to pass to get into the place. Fantasy is so hard to explain. They had to like go on like this balance beam to get to somewhere, and that's like their first like test, and it's supposed to be like super easy. And like 76, it says 67 people fell or died in some other way today. So basically they like fell off the beam. Like the dragons and stuff, they start coming into like the field that they're in, and they start like flying around, like they're on the walls, all on the floor, whatever. And then someone some random gets like scared, starts like running. The dragon, it says, the red dragon on the left opens its vast mouth, revealing teeth as big as I am. And then it says, fire erupts along its tongue, then shoots outward in a I don't even know what that word is, blaze toward the fleeting cadet. So the guy that's literally running away. He's a pile of ash on the floor before he can even make it to the shadow of the keep. Bro dies, and then it says 68 dead. And then more people start screaming, running, and then it says make that 70. So it just like kept on going. You know in Squid Games when it's like this person eliminated? That's literally what it felt like for a second. I was like, why are people just getting eliminated one by one? But yeah, I don't have like any more thoughts. Like I said, I haven't recorded in a few days, and I'm trying to get through this book by the end of this week because it is currently December 4th. And I'm trying to finish this book by the end of this week. I'm going to try and read more. But that's basically all for right now because I've only read one chapter since the last time I recorded. But I'm going to try and keep reading as much as I can. I'm definitely going to read chapter 4. And then if I'm not tired, I'll continue to chapter 5. But yeah, I'll just update you guys whenever I can. Hi guys. Haven't been here in a while because I haven't been in the mood to read, especially this book because it's like a lot going on in this book. I'm pretty sure I did record already when I started Fourth Wing. But to update, I'm actually halfway through, probably a little more than halfway through. I'm on chapter 23, page 281. I've read this much. I have this much left. I recently started listening to it like audio. I found it like on YouTube, and I've been doing that while like reading with the book because I find it like easier and more entertaining when I'm listening to it rather than reading it. I have no clue why. I also did this when I read The Cruel Prince. So maybe it's just like fantasy books that I'm like, I need an audiobook. And just to update you guys on how I feel about this book, I honestly don't know what to say. Like, I don't know how to feel about this book. Since it's such a popular book and it's like so like hyped up, I'm scared that I'm not gonna like it. And so far, it's been pretty like in the middle for me. Like, there's nothing terrible about the book. Like, there's nothing that I'm like, oh, this is so annoying. The only thing is like that there's not anything like super exciting going on for me. Like, we just started like really getting into like the romance part of the book, and I know it's not a romance book. We just like really started getting into that, and now I'm like kind of entertained. And not that it's not entertaining me already, because I am liking like the whole dragons and like how they got their dragons and the other like side characters. Like, I am liking them. I'm not like disliking the book completely. I'm just kind of confused why everyone was obsessed with the book. But I'm not gonna like speak so soon, because maybe like at the end of the book there's like a plot twist or something and everyone was like, yeah, that solidified like the 5-star. I'm just gonna keep reading. I'm gonna keep using the audiobook because that's like really been helping me. I want to read like 5 chapters tonight. I want to try and finish this book tomorrow because I just want to finish it already. I've been like reading this book for so long and I just want to get to it. So yeah, that's my little update on how I feel about this book and all of that. So I'm going to play the audiobook while I read it on my phone. I actually haven't even been like using the actual book to read. I only come in here like when I hear something that I want to annotate and I come and I highlight it. It's just easier because since these like pages are so like long and there's like so much going on one page, it feels like it's never ending. Like, it feels like I'm on one page for so long. And on my phone, it's like quick and short, so I go to the next page like right after. Yeah, so I'm going to press play.
Wingleaders always get to pick. He'll get to pick.
Also, I literally put it on like X speed because like if I put it on normal speed, it is too slow.
I grumble, toying with an errant string on my satchel.
Wow, that's actually crazy that that's normal. And then I put it on 2X because it's quicker, gets to the point, and I'll finish the book faster.
Her last rider died almost 50 years ago, and as far as I know, she flew wherever and...
So currently, the timestamp where I'm at 11 hours and 41 minutes, and the full video length is 20 hours and 47 minutes. So I have 9 hours left of this book. I'll update if anything. Unpopular opinion. Maybe it's a popular opinion. Dane is literally annoying. Like, I liked him in the beginning, but he's starting to get really annoying for some reason. I don't know. Hi guys, so as you could tell, I'm very comfy in bed right now, and I have been listening to the Fourth Wing audiobook, not all morning because it's currently 1:30, but in the morning I listened to like 3 chapters, I think, probably more. The chapter I'm about to get into, which is chapter 36, I think. I need 36, 37, 38, 39. I think so, 4 chapters. And this chapter, when I look at the audiobook, it is like the longest chapter. Let's see how long it's supposed to be. An hour, but since I'm listening to it on 2x speed, it's gonna be like 30 minutes. So some important things have to be going on in this chapter, so I kind of want to just leave it recording, see how that goes, because I'm scared what's gonna happen in this chapter. So I'm gonna have the audiobook.
A quote from The Wyvern's Cry, The Fables of the Baron.
And I'll be reading on my phone because I don't feel like holding that big book right now in bed.
Track in the valley below, or the
So much just happened in that chapter. My camera just cut me off, but I'm gonna go to my physical book right now and highlight some things before I go back in and finish the last 2 chapters. Okay, I'm gonna continue reading chapter 27 now, if you guys can even see that. Going into chapter 38. You know when you read like so many books and so many movies that it's like you know what's gonna happen at the end and you know it's not gonna be a bad ending, but it's looking like a bad ending, but you know it's not gonna be a bad ending, so you're like, how are they gonna get to the good ending? Like, how is that gonna happen? What?
Chapter 39, Zayden.
Chapter 39, Zayden. We're in Zayden's point of view. I don't know if to read this chapter because my camera's at 7% and this chapter is going to be how long? It's gonna be like 13 minutes and this camera's not gonna last 13 minutes. So I think I'm gonna wait to finish the last chapter. You guys will see it in the clip right after this, but for me it's like I'm dying to know what's gonna happen because it's the last chapter. Like, how is everything gonna be solved in the last chapter? But I'm gonna charge my camera and I'm gonna go like do things that I need to do, and then I'll be back because I need to finish this. Okay, so I showered, I got ready, my camera is at 35%, and that is enough for me to finish the last chapter of this book. I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna play my audiobook and I'm going to finish this last chapter. So this last chapter, I did not know it's from Zayden's point of view, so I'm really excited. But I'm gonna use the book to finish the last chapter just so I'm in it, you know? So I'm just gonna click play. think of a rating. I'm gonna get to the other book I read in this video. We're gonna conclude this video, but I'm just gonna sit on it for like 2 minutes and I'll be back. Okay, so it literally took me like 2 minutes to decide what I wanted to give this book, but we're gonna start with Tell Me Lies. So it honestly feels like I've read this book such a long time ago because I did read it in like November. It just took me so long to read both of these books. This was the book I read. It was the lowest rated on my want to read on Goodreads. It had like a 3 point something rating, and the rating I decided to give it was a 3.25. I was gonna give it, like after a while, think about it, I was gonna bring it down to 3 stars, but I was like, it could stay at 3.25 because it was like a little better than like mid, you know? But yeah, I feel like I talked a lot about this book in this video, probably more than Fourth Wing, and I think that's because there was so much in this book. In every chapter, there was always something that like crazy that was happening, like not crazy, but like you were just mind blown over how the characters in this book, like how their minds work. I always had something to say because it was just like crazy to me and in my head. But yeah, I gave this book 3.25 stars, so I think the rating on Goodreads is pretty accurate, to be honest. It's not the best book I've read this year, but it's also not the worst. So that's the review for this book. And then the highest rated book that was on my want to read on Goodreads was Fourth Wing. So the rating on Goodreads is 4.63. So a little bit higher than 4.5. And the rating I'm going to give this book, drumroll, is a 4 stars. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of scared giving this book a 4 stars because everyone is obsessed with this book. Everyone's giving it like 5 stars, like amazing book, nothing wrong with it. But I feel like I'm just, I don't know, because I feel like I could really like a fantasy book. I just didn't really enjoy this one. I mean, I did enjoy it, don't get me wrong. It was a good book, that's why I'm giving it 4 stars. I was interested in the dragons. The romance in the book was great. Even the side characters, I was so interested in the side characters. All the like challenges they had to do, I was always interested in. But at some points, it would like lose me a little bit. Like I would like stop paying attention. I don't know if that's because I was listening to it like on an audiobook, but at some points I was just like completely out of it and just wasn't that into the book. But overall, like it was a good fantasy book, and this is like the 4th fantasy book I've read. Technically 2nd because the first ones were the Cruel Prince series and I did not like that series at all. So this is the next fantasy book I read after those, and it's definitely much better than that. I feel like with time I'm gonna start figuring out like what type of fantasy books I like, since this is only like one of the few that I've read. But do I agree with the Goodreads rating? I think I do agree with it. I could see why people absolutely love this book. Again, I'm not that into like fantasy books. I'm more of like a romance girl. So I can see why people give this book like 5 stars, 4.5. And even for me to give it 4 stars, like I feel like that's still pretty good. So that is my review for this book. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to give it a like, subscribe, turn on your post notifications so you know when I post my next video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.